It's the grandson of Right Thought. Welcome back to the School of Marvelous Light, little flock. Gather around. I want to share something that I saw on the battlefield today with y'all. Real subtle. I'm chilling. Just sitting in the car. In an area where I thought I was all alone. Just meditating, talking to the Most High as usual. Minding my own business, listening to some music, just kicking it with the Most High. As I'm doing this, there's a backyard. I'm parked in an alley, so it's like backyard to the people's houses that line up with the alley. Well, I'm near a backyard. It's right there next to me. There's a trampoline. It's a big, huge backyard, big trampoline back there, and some other old knickknacks and shit. But I can see through the fence, so I can see the whole backyard. But I'm sitting there chilling, and all of a sudden, this girl comes walking through the backyard toward that trampoline. It's two friends, two young girls, look to be maybe 18, 19, or 20. I don't know. But the first girl walks over to the trampoline. Two friends. One white girl, one Hebrew girl, Israelite girl. The white girl walks up first. I see her in my peripheral vision. I'm like, whoa, real attractive, real pretty, nice body. I'm like, whoa, I noticed it. She hops up on the trampoline, lays down, grabs her phone, starts looking at her phone. So I just keep on doing what I'm doing. Got my music playing. It's pretty loud, so I know they know I'm there. So I'm playing the music and whatever. I see the girl sit there. I'm like, okay. I just keep on minding my own business. Then I see the other girl come walking through the yard. Then I said, uh-oh, spadam-getio. Time to skedaddle. The other friend comes walking up, Hebrew chick, looking crazy good. I mean, just glowing. She's got on some like little spandex like shorts. I guess they would be like yoga pants, but they shorts. Little crop top shirt. You can see her stomach's all flat and nice and pretty, and her skin's all glowing. And then she got those little shorts on. Her booty looking good, and thighs looking tremendous, and hair all braided all long down her back, and she's gorgeous. I'm like, oh man. I was already a little bit in trouble because the first girl walked up and she was looking pretty good. I said, okay. Just stay tight, grandson. You know how to do this. Then the other chick walked up. Oh Lord! Uh-oh. I got hit with the 1-2 combination from temptation. So I just started my car and immediately put that thing in reverse and got the hell on out of there. I just got on. Matter of fact, guys, while I was doing this, I forgot to tell y'all this. I was meditating and I started to make a video. I was in the midst of making the video. One of these videos I dropped for you guys recently. I was in the midst of making the video when the first girl walked up. I had made the video. So y'all couldn't tell that this ever happens. That's why I'm sharing it with you. But when I got done making the video, I said, Silawan Misraela. I hung that thing up or stopped recording. I put my car in reverse and pulled on out of there. While I was making the video, the other girl jumped up on the trampoline. They're both just laying there chatting and talking. Okay, boy, just don't even look over there, grandson, because you gonna get through all off. Now, this happened while I was actually making the video for you guys, that I was going through this. But, of course, my mind stayed focused. See, like Joseph had to do. And then I put that car in reverse when I got done and got out of there. And I was laughing at myself as I was reversing out. And when I started the car, of course, they both turned and looked in the car, whatever thing. And I'm like, acting like I ain't looking, but I'm looking at my peripheral vision. I reversed out the alley and they're looking all at me in the car trying to see. I'm just looking straight ahead, reversing, turned on out of that alley and got on back out of that way. Because, temptation was going to try to jump on my ass, y'all. Not that I was going to literally get out the car and go over there and say nothing to them or try to talk to them or nothing like that. But as in his heart, see, we want to be perfected completely. So I had to plug my eyes out there, see. in reverse. Remember how Yahusha said that? If it offends you, pluck it out. Well, that's what I did. I hit reverse. In other words, pluck my eye out so I couldn't see what the temptation was there. You see that? It's always around, ain't it? Not that this girl knew what she was doing. Those girls knew what they were doing or nothing like that. It's not the point. The point is the body you live in is responding to it. And the eye is never filled with seeing. So I had to pluck that thing on out of there. Because what does that mean? That means if I'd have sat there, I would have kept on looking. My heart would have started to think thoughts, and I would have started to just be lusting. Thinking about how good these girls look. You see what I'm saying? So I got the hell on out of there. I'm like, damn, this is a hell of a cookie. Man, this is an Oreo cookie. Shit. Shit. If I keep sitting here, I'm about to look for some milk to dunk this cookie in. Sheesh. Man. He done gave me the vanilla and the chocolate. Good Lord. Let me get on up out of here. They was both looking good. Healthy, stunning. I'm like, uh-oh. You see? So I just went on and hit reverse and got on out of there and laughed about it. Because it was hilarious to me. That this man was getting the hell out of there. No one else knew why except me. That's why I was laughing. I'm like, nigga, the only reason you're leaving right now is because those two fine-ass girls are there. That's why you're getting out of Dodge. Not because of any other reason. Otherwise, I would have sat there and just kept on kicking it in the shade like I was. Sometimes that's just what you got to do. You got to know yourself. I know myself. I do. I love the woman. Whoo, boy. Totally. See, the body. You see? Oh, my God. That's what we look at when we look at a woman, ain't it? We look at her body. That's what I was looking at when I looked at them girls. I noticed their faces, too. Don't get me wrong. They were beautiful. But it was those bodies that had me going, uh-oh, time, I'm about to sweat. Like he said Adam was going to do. Get to sweating. Let me get on up out of here and get out of Dodge, man. Let me go on and go. So I did. I went on and got on out of there, you see. Because it wouldn't have did me no benefit. It wasn't expedient for me to continue to sit there. And it's that way with everything. Let's just go around and just test a few items. Let's say your hang up is gluttony. But you've been doing good, man. You've been on the right diet and eating right and exercising, and you're getting healthy and your body's changing. See, you're getting the results. Your wife is benefiting from the mind's ideals. In other words, you see that? The husband's ideals are benefiting the wife, which is the body. And it's going good. Then the wife's going to see something. And somebody might just put it right in front of her. Which means you go to your friend's house and they got a big ass buffet with everything that you love sitting there. Oh shit, I just came over here to watch the fight, nigga. Why the hell you had to buy all this damn food that you know I love? Oh shit. So sometimes it's better for you to just say, okay, man, I'm about to go in the other room and watch the other TV because I can't sit in here with this food. I'm smelling it. It smells too good. I'm going to get enticed. Let me go into the other room. And watch this. That would be like you and your wife go to some party. And then while the husband is talking, chatting with his buddies, the wife is just looking around and she sees a fine ass man. I mean, this dude is fine as hell. He has everything she could ever desire. He's well dressed, well spoken. He's an alpha. Everybody respects the guy. He's rich, all kind of shit. She goes, oh shit. Let me go over here and stand next to my husband because if I don't, this guy might come over here and talk to me and I might get enticed. I don't want to get enticed. So let me go stand over to my husband and talk to him, which is me reversing out the parking lot. I was talking to him, to my husband, and then some enticement came. And so I got out of there so I could continue talking to my husband unhindered. Don't y'all see how easy that is to understand that? Same thing. You're a drug addict. You've been off the shit. You're doing good. You've been clean. You're feeling good and shit. You've been looking at your calendar with all the X's on it like, damn, I done gone this far? Shit, I'm doing great. You go to a party. Uh-oh, they put the cocaine right there on the table with the razor blade next to it. Says, anybody want some? Partake. Uh-oh, shit. Oh, shit. That Tasmanian devil get to start acting up. Oh, shit. Uh-oh. Let me get on up out of here, brother. I'm going to go in another room. or I might just have to leave. One or the other, whatever it is, whatever I got to do. I got to go somewhere away from this shit because I'm going to get enticed. So let me go on and get away. Don't you see it? Now, guess what? When Abba gave me the thought, see, he did. He said, go ahead and reverse and go on about this alley, man. Just go on. I didn't hesitate. Now, the old me would have damn sure hesitated. I would have been like, well, why leave now? The old carnal man would have been like, why, Abba? I don't need to leave just because of them. I'm strong enough. See? Get all in your pride and ego. Thank you for that, Abba, because there was a point I wanted to make to y'all that had slipped my mind, and I was going to go ahead and end this message after I made my point, but he gave me the other point I was looking for. Thank you, Abba, y'all, for that. Pride. Remember how Paul said that he had a thorn in his flesh. A thorn in his flesh. And it was sent to buffet him so that he didn't get conceited or arrogant because of all the revelations that he had been given by God. Y'all hear that? So he wouldn't get arrogant and prideful because of all the gifts Abba had given him, which otherwise would have puffed him up and made him a proud man. Abba gave him a thorn. You see? What do that mean? Well, first of all, let's read it. Go to 2 Corinthians. Let's read that. 2 Corinthians, and let's go to chapter 12. I'll give y'all a minute to find it. All right. 2 Corinthians chapter 12. It is not expedient for me, doubtless, to glory. Alrighty, you see how this goes, y'all? You see how I'm gonna do this? Thank you, Father. You see why I said thank you? About pride? And when he brought me pride, I said thank you, Abba. You see why? It is not expedient for me, doubtless, to glory. So without a doubt, see, it is not expedient, which means it's not actually helpful for me to be prideful. It doesn't actually help me do anything or accomplish anything. Well, think about it. If a guy is working out in the gym, he can bench press 315. So he lays down on the bench, he bench presses it, and then he gets up and he starts telling all the guys in there, did y'all see that shit? You see how fucking strong I am? I'm stronger than a motherfucker. I'm the baddest motherfucker in here, ain't I? How do you think the other men are going to feel about him? So then it ain't expedient for him to do that, is it? To be prideful. You see? He says, I will come to visions and revelations of Abba Yah. See? I knew a man in Christ. He starts right there by telling you about himself, but he says, I knew a man. Do you see it? He says, I'm going to tell you about visions and revelations. This is a vision and revelation he had, but he doesn't want to glory. So he's going to say, I knew a man in Christ. See, I knew a man in Christ above 14 years ago. Whether in the body, I cannot tell, or whether out of the body, I cannot tell. Abba Yah knows. Such an one caught up to the third heaven. So this man I'm telling you about, he was caught up to the third heaven. He's talking about himself. But you see how he's doing it? And I knew such a man. Okay, we just read that already. Oh, no, that's right. Verse 3. Sorry, y'all. And I knew such a man, whether in the body or out of the body, I cannot tell. Abba Yah knows. How that he was caught up into paradise and heard unspeakable words. So listen to what he's saying. He was caught up. He doesn't know if he was in his body or out of his body in the spirit. All he knows is he was caught up to paradise, unto heaven. People don't think that really happens. Yes, it does. Paul just proved to you it did. Just like the grandson has also told you about his own experience. See? He was caught up unto paradise and heard unspeakable words, which it is not lawful for a man to utter. See that? Of such an one will I glory. I'll tell you about him. I have pride about him. Look at this. Y'all see this? But the listeners don't know that he's talking about himself. Y'all get it? Yet of myself I will not glory. Listen. I won't glory in myself, but he's telling you about his own experience. But in mine infirmities, I will glory in my infirmity, my weaknesses. You see? Now, what has the grandson told you guys today? He loved looking at them beautiful women. I love it. I love beautiful women, man. I just completely do. I think women are just God's gift. Beautiful women are God's gift to man. You see? A help meet for me. This is bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. That's how I feel. So because that is in my infirmity, see, I'm weak there. I have to dip the hell out of there quickly, you see? If I was a strong man, I would have bragged to you guys about how I stood there and they even came up to me and told me they wanted to be with me and be with me right in that moment in the backseat of my car, and how I told them, no, I'm a righteous man. You should be ashamed of yourselves for speaking to a man of God in this way, and all that stuff. Nope. Because if those two fine-ass girls would have came over, their grandson would have been in trouble like a motherfucker. I'd have been like, that's all, folks. So what I got to do? I got to run. See, that's my infirmity. I'll glory in that, though, in my running, in my fleeing. Shit, he said flee the devil. Sometimes I flee, just like when you get scared of something and you run away. Not that I was scared. I just know I got to get the hell out of there. You understand me? For though I would desire to glory, I shall not be a fool, for I will say the truth. But now I forbear, lest any man should think of me above that which he seeth me to be, or that he heareth of me. So because of the revelations and visions that the grandson of right thought shares with the little flock, see, y'all are my personal family, so I share personal things with y'all. The people out in the world, I wouldn't be acting like that. I wouldn't be telling them those things like that. I'd be telling them from a third-party perspective of just an experience that I knew or heard had happened. Like Paul's doing, you see? But we who know the truth know what Paul is doing. We know he's talking about himself. So we have duping delight and snicker when he's talking. Y'all see? What did Peter say? One of Paul's friends or brothers in the truth. He said, Paul speaks of things which sometimes are hard to be understood. So let's continue. He says, if somebody heard about the grandson of right thought, they would be like, oh man, this guy, he's this high guy and he's this special person. And see? And then they go to the video and they say, this guy was just talking about how he was in the alley seeing two fine ass girls and he had to run away. Continuing, and lest I should be exalted above measure through the abundance of revelations. See, there was given to me a thorn in the flesh, something to remind you, the messenger of Satan to buffet me. See, temptation to remind you of your infirmity. So when you feel like you're a king and can't nothing stop you, that whatever it is, for me, it's that woman. For you, it may be a bottle. For another nigga, it may be a needle. Whatever it is, when it come, you see how much of a king you still struggling to be. You be like, wait a minute, wait. How come I feel anything? I shouldn't feel anything if I'm a true king. That's the goal, see? That's the goal you want to be. You see? So we don't want anybody to be exalted above measure. We all in the same boat, fighting for the same thing, you see? But some have been given greater revelations, like Paul is saying. So he says, so I wouldn't be exalted above measure. There was a messenger of Satan sent to buffet me, a thorn in my flesh. See? Buffet means to strike, to hit you. Oh shit, gotta get the hell out of here. He socks you in your face and then you go, I gotta just go away. That humbles you and keeps you from being proud. See? Don't you see it? I'm the baddest nigga in the world. I can whoop anybody's ass. You get in there with Mike Tyson. He punches you in the face one time and you say, that's it. Even if you're still conscious, you're going to go, that's it. I'm good. I'm done. I don't want to fight anymore. Let me get the hell out of this ring. And you're going to flee. You're going to throw the gloves. You don't care what anybody thinks. They're going to say, oh, look at this guy. Your pride is so small. You go, I don't care. Shit, I got the hell out of there. I'm saving myself. You stupid as hell to think I ain't getting out of there. Mike Tyson and that bitch. See, them girls, especially that second one, was Mike Tyson. No shit. The other one was Deontay Wilder. I was like, oh, Lord. Them two niggas in the ring. It's time for me to get the hell out of there. You see what I'm telling you? And he said unto me, oh, 8, for this thing, see, I besought Abba Yah thrice that it might depart from me, the temptation. I wanted him to take it away from me. And he said unto me, my grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Oh! So when you put the car in reverse, grandson, and hit that gas and got on out of there, Abba Yah's strength was shown in that moment. Though it seemed like you were being weak. See? Most gladly, therefore, will I rather glory in my infirmities, like I'm doing today with y'all, that the power of Christ may rest upon me. And what is the power of Christ? Grace! Come on! That grace may rest upon me. Therefore, I take pleasure in infirmities, in reproaches. When somebody be like, man, you short. Man, you fat. Man, you dumb. Man, you ugly. You just laugh. You just laugh. See, take pleasure in it. In necessities, listen, in persecutions, in distresses, for Christ's sakes, for truth and grace, so grace may abound. For when I am weak, then am I strong. It took strength to put reverse and get out of there. Even though that looks like the weak thing to do. Don't you see it, y'all? I am become a fool in glorying. You have compelled me, for I ought to have been commended of you. For in nothing am I behind the very chiefest apostles, though I be nothing. You hear that shit? Look how he talking. I ain't lacking nothing that the chiefest of the apostles got, but I ain't nothing. What Paul say in another place? He said, I am the least of the apostles. But what he just said right there, but I got everything they got. Ooh, my goodness gracious. You see? Truly the signs of an apostle were wrought among you in all patience. So he's still talking about himself. Say, didn't you see all the things I had done as an apostle? You see? In signs and in wonders and in mighty deeds. For what is it wherein you were inferior to other churches? See, he's saying the same thing. Except it be that I myself was not burdensome to you. Forgive me this wrong. Behold, the third time I am ready to come to you, and I will not be burdensome to you. For I seek not yours, but you. For the children ought not to lay up for the parents, but the parents for the children. So the same thing with me. You see how I don't be on here like, give me donations, guys. Send me some money, guys. I'm going through this. Give me some money. Nope. I bear all the infirmities. If I have to live homeless, I do. If I have to live hungry, I do. If I have to not eat, I don't. If I don't have much to wear, I just wear the same thing I have to wear. Whatever infirmity is given to me, I still have joy in my heart. Y'all still hear me singing, talking about stars and birds going around your head and all this other. Y'all still see me with joy in my heart because I am the parent to the kids. I don't expect to come into the house and y'all be buying me groceries. I'm here to bring the groceries to you, to give you the manna. You see? 15. And I will very gladly spend and be spent for you, though the more abundantly I love you, the less I be loved. So he says, even the more I loved you, I love you guys, the more I preach. If y'all have noticed, my messages have gone from one message a day or every other day to 4 or 5 messages a day. So I'm loving you more. That doesn't mean I'm getting any blessings in return. From you guys may love me less for it. It may be irritating to the church. I don't know. But that doesn't stop me from loving y'all more. You see, very gladly I do it. I spend. See, 16. But be it so, I did not burden you. Nevertheless, being crafty, I caught you with guile. Did I make a gain of you by any of them whom I sent unto you? You see? So let's continue. 21. And lest, when I come again, my eld will humble me among you. See? And that I should bewail many, which have sinned already, and have not repented of the uncleanness and fornication and lasciviousness which they have committed. You see? Humility. Humble. Remember he wrote in another place, he says, in letters I speak boldly and powerfully to your throat, but in the presence of you, I'm very humble. And they say I'm weak in the presence of, in physical presence. See? Same thing what they would probably say about the grandson. He's so meek and quiet when you see him in person, but on the video, he's just talking to you, cutting through your throat. That's called letters. My letters to you, to the churches. You see? You guys. Y'all see? So this message was just to remind you that it's going to come. The temptation is going to come. And it ain't for you to lean into your own strength in that moment. Ask Abba what to do. Abba say, flee, flee. That may look weak. Somebody may call you a fool for doing that, but I have to be a fool for Christ's sakes. I have to turn my eyes away from those beautiful girls for Christ's sake, because it's not expedient for me to continue to look upon them. It ain't. It's not going to give me anything good. You see? So before I end this message, thank you once again for bringing that little nugget to us, Abba Yah. Thank you. Before I end this message, when I was working out, I think I told you guys about this before. I'll reiterate it to this point. I was lifting 405. I had got some confidence up because I was getting my strength up, and I said, well, let me try 405 on a deadlift. Now, I wasn't ready to do that yet, but in my pride, because the men around me and people around me, it wasn't just men, it was men and women. But when I put those weights on there, everybody got curious to see if I'd be able to do it, so they all started watching. Well, when I got about halfway through the lift, I knew I couldn't get through it, but I fought anyway. I fought to get it up because the people were looking at me, see my pride. And in the midst of trying to get the weight all the way up, something went wrong in my back. Something didn't go right, and I immediately dropped that weight, and I stiffened up like a board. You see? And I had to suffer for 3 or 4 weeks before I could even stand and walk comfortably without pain. And to this day, if I get in my pride, my back will let me know I am. My back feels wonderful and fine right now. All praise to you, Father. Thank you. That means I'm being humble. If I was being prideful, because I've been buffeted with this thing my whole life, see, since I've had it happen to me, I've been buffeted with it. When I get prideful, my back gets cramped. I can't move. I have to just sit still and just have to lay down pretty much. Can't do anything hardly. From that old injury of pride. It wasn't because of my muscles and my back and couldn't do it. Because if that was the case, then how come I was deadlifting 550 after injuring my back? You see? So it wasn't about my body. It was about my pride. Is why I suffered the injury. So then whenever I get in my pride again, I suffer the pain that reminds me to humble down. I get punched in my back, and I have to humble down. Y'all hear these words? Silwa Misraila.